So, welcome to East Academia. My name is Brian, and today we are going to talk about limits of absolute values. And so, one thing I'm going to begin with is to tell us to introduce us to what an absolute value means. All right. So, an absolute value A is usually denoted by these braces. Okay, with a value A can be a constant or a function or whatever it is. Okay, and what it means is that this is plus or minus A. That is what it means. Okay, so an absolute value then means that this A takes two forms. It can be either positive A or a negative A, something of that kind. All right, for whatever reasons. Okay, you'll be given the conditions. Okay, so but in this case, because it is A as it is just like that, the reference we are going to take is it's 0. So it's going to be positive A for any value greater than 0 and negative A for value less than 0. All right. Now, always remember this. So what about if we have something like A plus 1? How then do we write this? This one will also be written as A. Now you put a bracket that is curved, right? A plus 1 always begin with the negative 1 and then the positive 1. Okay, so A plus 1. Now for this time round, our value is going to be, the reference is going to be 1 because of this one here. This one, the reference is 0 because there, all right? And this one is for A less, and this one is for A greater than 1. So that is how it's written, all right? Yeah. So what about this one now? X minus 5. You can try this one. So pause the video and see what you're going to get. So this absolute value can be rewritten in two forms. It's going to be minus x minus 5, all right, for x less than 5, or positive x minus 5, right, for x greater than 5. All right. So this is how we go about it. Now, how then do we evaluate limits of absolute values? So the first step is always, okay, break down the absolute term into its two constituents, right? And I think I shall go with an example just to begin with. Example. So in this example, you're told evaluate the following limits. You're told its limit as x approaches 5 of an absolute term there, x minus 5 over x minus 5. Solution. So the first thing, you have to write x minus 5 is equal to its constituent, which is, I have a tendency of beginning with a positive, but always it is good you start with negative, okay? X minus 5, all right? X minus 5, this one is for x less than 5, and this one is for x greater than 5, all right? Yeah, so something of that kind. So then you will have to subject this term under both conditions. So you are going to have limit as x approaches 5. Now you begin with the negative direction. So now you'll have to put the direction term here. All right, that direction term, the negative direction. And in this case, we are getting it as minus x minus 5 over x minus 5. All right, which of course this and this can cancel, and it's going to give us minus 1. All right, and again, now we can take the limit now as x is approaching from the other side. You are going to get its x minus 5 over x minus 5. This and this will cancel, and it's going to give us 1. So definitely this function has different limits. It has no unique limit, okay? It has one-sided limits based on where it's approaching. All right, so we are going to take, the limit does not have a unique limit, yeah? We are going to take another example before I give you an exercise, right? So we are told to evaluate the following limit. And I think I'll just cover here. So we are told to evaluate the following limit, and it is limit as x approaches 2. All right, as x approaches 2 of the absolute term minus 2 minus x absolute over 2 minus x. All right, so the solution. Now, for this one, same thing. You should always start by saying 2 minus x. It can be written into this form, okay? So it's going to 2 minus x, okay? I don't know why I like starting, of course, with the positive, but even the negative, whichever you start, it's okay. It doesn't matter, but I would prefer taking an important convention, all right? So in this case, what is the term? It is 2, all right? The term is 2. So this one, of course, is going to be 4. It's going for x, let me see, this one is quite an interesting one. This one is an interesting one because when this value is 2, you can see it's pretty much different. For this one is x minus 5, this one is 2 minus, so the constant term comes first and all that. So for this one, this is going to be the positive side, all right? This one is going to be the positive side. So this will be for x greater or equal to 2. And then this one is going to be for x now greater or less. I want you to get to know that. So in which case, this one now is going to be our right hand limit, and this one is going to be our left hand limit. I think you've seen the difference. I mean, this was x minus 5, this is 2 minus x. Or if I take with 5, this is going to be 5 minus x, this is x minus 5. They're not the same. All right? So then you subject it to the limit. So limit in the left side one, 2 negative, it's going to be positive 2 minus x over 2 minus x. What do we get? We get it's positive 1. And then limit as x approaches 2 from the positive side. What do we get? We get here it's minus 2 minus x over 2 minus x. It's cancelled. We get it's minus 1. So this is the left hand limit. This is the right hand limit. All right. And since they are not equal, this one has no unique limit. So then we are going to take an example. No, we are going to take an exercise at this point. So try solving this question. You'll try solving it. Same thing, you're told to evaluate the following limit. So it is limit as x approaches 0, that direction has been specified in this case, 1 over x minus 1 over x absolute. All right, so take your time and try to solve this before I can assist us in solving, before we solve it together. So thank you for trying. We can proceed now to solving this equation. So of course, we know that x absolute takes two forms, the positive x for x greater than 0, isn't it? And the negative x for x less than 0, right? But then in this case, you have been specified the direction. In this case, our direction has been specified to the left-hand side direction, all right? So then what it means is that we are to go with the one that is on the negative, with the one that is on the left, all right? Which, of course, this is it, all right? So then we can write our limit. It will be limit as x approaches 0, this direction, is going to be 1 over x minus 1 over minus x in this case, all right? So this negative can come on top, and we have a negative will become a positive, so you are going to have a plus. So here you are going to have 2 over x, something of that kind. So we are going to have limit as x approaches 0 from that side of 2 over x. All right, so what do we get in that case? What do we get in this case? So in this case, this one, it is 2 divided by x, and 0 basically is a very small number. All right, so we are approaching, we are assuming we have values that I can just draw a number line here. So 0, and we have values that on this side that are approaching 0. So this might be something like negative 0 point something, small, very small values. All right, so then what it means is that this number divided by a very small number here on the negative direction, yeah? So of course it will be on this side of the number line, which contains negative numbers. So then this is going to be minus what? Minus infinity, because a number divided by a very small number, you get a very large number. So it's going to be minus infinity. So I hope you got that one. If you didn't get it, then that is how you're supposed to go about it. So thank you and have a nice time. Thank you. So remember to subscribe to Istacademia, like and share. And there will be a continuous assessment test to gauge your knowledge on Calculus 1 to this far. So be sure to download that material. It will be there on the YouTube, and you'll be able to click on a Google Drive link to download it. And time yourself for 1 hour, solve all the questions, and then we'll have a video whereby we'll be discussing all the questions that have been asked, and how you are expected to answer them. So that is how we are going to proceed. And thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to Istacademia. Have a nice time.